kind of a recap of what most of you may have already known from the past few trainings, but this is the first sort of serious part of today's training, okay? Look at the word week. It's in capital letters, okay? Our only goal is to make more than we spend each week, right? We don't really want to look at things on a daily basis, okay? Because remember, if your goal is to make money and lots of it, TikTok ads can get you cheap traffic that can turn into big profits. Penny clicks into 10, 20, $50 commissions, multiple hundreds of times per day, all right? However, in order to have success with TikTok ads and just paid ads in general, because this is why you may have failed in the past if you've tried it, paid ads, is by understanding time horizons, okay? So what does time horizons mean? So most people look at things on a micro, daily, or even worse, an hourly basis because they let their emotions get involved. You don't want to look at things like that. You want to learn to look at things in regards to spending money on paid ads and expecting a profit. You want to learn to look at things in time horizons. So the first goal for you, once you learn how to set up your campaign and make it profitable, the first goal is to get to a weekly time horizon. So what does this mean? Essentially, it means this week I've spent, for example, 10K and I've made 15K this week. So that's $5 in profit, right? However, Tuesday and Thursday, I may have broke even, or let's say Tuesday, I may have broke even. Thursday, I may have been at a slight loss. However, overall, on the time horizon of 7 days, I'm at 5K in profit. I spent 10K and I made 15K, if that makes sense, okay? Because some people, they panic, let's say on Tuesday, let's say you've started the campaign on Monday, all right? Tuesday, you was break even. If you didn't look at things on a weekly basis, you would have paused that campaign or stopped it. Okay. Wednesday, you were back into profit if you kept it running. Thursday, you was at a slight loss. Oh my God, I better stop it. Well, you need to understand that time horizon, time frame. And we actually have a calculator. It's like an Excel spreadsheet that we will be giving you access to in the course side of things, that kind of tells you, based on the payout of your offer, how long should I run the campaign before expecting a profit. So in this case, right, a weekly time horizon. So maybe there are 3 ads that could be cut. So let's say we've made 5K profit in 1 week and we've spent 10K, we've made 15K, 5K profit, okay? Now in TikTok ads, it could be way more. This is just an example, all right? Now, what we generally do at that point is we look at the campaign before we start the next week. We're like, okay, maybe there are 3 ads in this campaign that were breaking even, or maybe even at a loss, but overall we were at a profit. So maybe we want to just, now we've let them run a week, we want to cut those and allocate more budget to the more profitable ads. So next week we'll make more profit, if that makes sense. Okay. However, when we have a profitable ad campaign, we don't want to touch it unless we're using a type of scaling method, which we'll talk about in the scaling modules when we get there. Most of the time, we never want to touch a working ad, right? Because the moment you touch an ad, like you try and edit it, you pause it, you're going to mess up. You're going to mess up the algorithm, and your results are going to just go all over the place. So the big key is we never want to touch an ad. And going back to this time horizons, we want to look at things on a time horizon basis. So I drew up this this chart here. I call it the affiliate paid ads time horizon spectrum. And it's sort of how to look at your entire campaign based on a time horizon perspective. So I'm going to go through this and explain it to you. And then in the resources section after this training, there'll be you'll be able to download this and sort of keep it or print it out. I have never, ever seen any paid ads training talk about this or even draw up this kind of chart. So I really hope this helps you. And even if you're running traffic on another traffic source other than TikTok, this should help you. Okay. So I'm just going to go through it so you kind of understand. Okay. So this line here represents the days. Okay. So we've got day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay. Then day 7, day 14, and then day 30 and onwards. Okay. So this is days, this is weeks, and then this is months. Okay. So day 30 onwards, we'll class it as months. All right. Now, when I talked about not looking at things on an hourly or a daily basis, even if you were to look at things on a daily basis, the minimum campaign length you should let your campaign run at the absolute minimum should always be 3 days. Okay. And this is what I would call the beginner level. So at the bottom here, I've got the level and the time horizon. And as you can see, as the level goes up, so there's a time horizon. And this also depends on your ad spend. So if you were at the very minimum doing a 3-day time horizon, meaning you launch your campaign and in 3 days, you may have spent 200 and you may have returned 600. So that's $400 in profit. Okay. However, this is where I'd say the ideal profit zone is. Okay. So these are what I call profit zones. Okay. The first profit zone you want to aim to get to is on a 7-day, on a weekly time horizon. So basically what that means is you have your expectations, you know what your budget is based on the offer budget fit grid, which we have, which I have to still give you, which is basically, it determines what your payout. So it determines what your daily budget should be compared to the payout of the offer. So there's a formula. And then you let your campaign run for 7 days. And the ideal situation you want to be in once you're in profit is, as an example, this week I've spent $5,000 and I've returned $12,000 this week, right? Looking at it on an overview, just let's pretend that we're not even looking at ads. Just let's pretend you put $5,000 on a table, right, on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, now that 5,000 has turned into 12,000. Okay, so on the left-hand side you've got 5,000, and on the right-hand side you have $7,000, which is the profit which that 5,000 made you. Okay, and you know that you had to wait a week before you could lift up that $5,000 from the table. Does that make sense? It's like, if you look at it like that, I've put $5,000 on a table and I have to wait 7 days, and on the right side, $7,000 extra will appear. This is the sort of time horizon we want to look at. This is why I've put here game on. And if you can do that every week, right, and every week you just end up spending more and using the scaling strategy that we'll be talking about, this could turn into 50K, and I return back 120K, for example, right? When you're sort of on intermediate level, when you really understand things and you get to the stage where you've got a lot of cash to play with, because let's say you've made decent money, now you're reinvesting into your into just growing your campaign. Well, when you get to sort of the semi-pro / professional level, and it doesn't take that long to get there, right? It depends how long you can learn and implement. This is the preferred profit zone you want to be in, when you can spend large amounts of money, when you know what to expect, is really to just put in X amount of money and wait 30 days. And not just wait, but run your campaign 30 days. And you look at things where you're like, okay, this month I spent 100K and it returned back 180,000, right? Or better yet, which is on TikTok, these are the kind of results I'm getting. This month, This month I've spent $100,000 and I've returned back $344,000. Right? You guys saw those ClickBank stats I shared with you. Right? That's how I kind of look at things. I actually have a friend who is also doing TikTok ads, and he's sort of in my like, he's a friend. I have like a really high level mastermind group, which is just a small group of people that we just, these are people who are already making money on TikTok. We just share ideas. He, it's the middle of the month now. It's like, well, it's towards the end of the month, and he's like, between now and the end of the month, I am going to spend $150,000, and I'm probably going to turn that into a minimum of $300,000 between now and the end of the month. That's like not even, that's about a week now. But he told me that about 5 days ago. So it's sort of, when you get to this level, you're basically looking at, how do I keep recycling cash, right? How do I keep recycling cash into more? And that's where, when we zoom in a little, go back to what we're actually doing here: TikTok ads, promoting affiliate offers, understanding the process of creating an ad and turning $1 into $2. Then we can start to just think like this. Once we've systemized the whole thing, we know how to create high converting offers. So ads that, because remember, all we're doing here is creating ads, because the affiliate offer is already taken care of. But really, this is the ideal place we want to be at the beginning, is 7-day time horizons. Okay. So when you look at things on, like this, it hopefully helps you understand, like, it's not just like you're not just like covering your eyes and just throwing spaghetti against the wall. You're doing things in a systematic way.